Hare Krishna, everyone. Um, for everyone who has joined and for those who will be joining later on the video, let us start with a prayer, with a kirtan, and then we'll go to the prayer and then get started. Nama Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashchapadishatarine Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Now I would request all of you to be on mute and then we can sing together. We may be at different place, but we can try to sing together. So I'll put everyone on mute. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. You can clap along with this and try to sing with your heart. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Jayam Vishnupad Paramhansa Parivrajakacarya Ashtotara Satasri Srimati His Divine Grace Abhay Charana Shila Bhakti Vedanta Swami Shila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jayam Vishnupad Paramhansa Parivrajakacarya Ashtotara Satasri Srimati His Divine Grace Shila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Shila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Shila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. कलयुग पावन हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय। ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाखया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमामि विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लङ्घयति गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्येश्वरं हरि ओं तत्सत् आनन्दलीलामय विग्रहाय हेमाभ्यदिव्यच्छविसुन्दराय तस्मै महाप्रेम रसप्रदाय चैतन्यचन्द्राय नमो नमस्ते चैतन्यचन्द्राय नमो नमस्ते चैतन्यचन्द्राय नमो नमस्ते Hare Krishna. I hope everyone is doing well. I want to ask if anyone has any questions from the past or anything that you have come across Srila Prabhupada books. Okay.
Yeah. Did you feel disturbed? My AC sound is so,
No, no,
bad.
we are not able
My
to.
question. Say that again?
Yeah, we are not able to hear any background. Yeah, we can
Okay,
hear.
sure. Okay, thank you. My question is, I like in the book there is written Hare means Radha. Why don't they say like Radha Krishna temple or Radha Krishna. Why they put a mantra like Hare Krishna and Hare Krishna, Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, and the Hare means energy, but in the second sentence Hare means Sita. How you relate that? I didn't understand that one. Our temple name also Hare Krishna. Why not Radha Krishna or Sitaram?
Okay, very nice question. Actually,
Thank you.
this this Hare refers to the energy of the Lord, and and Krishna is the energetic. So there is, when you say Hare Krishna, Hare refers to the energy, and that energy refers to Srimati Radharani. So when we are calling out this Hare, we are saying this, the meaning of this mantra is that, oh, oh Lord, and oh, the energy of the Lord, that is Srimati Radharani, please engage me in your service. So there are, it is said in the Sri Sishtastakam prayers given by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nam Namakari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shakti Tatrarpita Niyamita Smaranena Kalaha Etadrishi Tava Kripat Bhagavan Mapi Turdaiva Janinanuragaha. So Nam Akari Bahuda. So the Lord has has numerous names. Similarly, the energy of Lord also has numerous names. So Krishna is called by various names. In fact, by the activities that he performs. That is So, like for example, we know Krishna as Makhanchor. We know that same Krishna who is called by his mother's name, Yashodanandan, Devki Nandan. Okay, he's also called, he's the son of Vasudev, so he's called Vasudev. Similarly, Srimati Radharani is called, referred by different names. And Hare, she is called by Hare. Uh, and 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 that is how it is. And how, where does this name comes from? Where does this holy name, where does this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra comes from? It is not anyone's manufactured mantra. This comes in our scriptures. It is coming from Kali Santanam Upanishad. It is it is referred in Kali Santanam Upanishad. It is referred to in many other Upanishads. But like, okay, primarily for this age of Kali, this is the mantra of this age. And anyone who takes to this mantra, their purification process starts immediately. Does that answer your question? Hare Krishna.
Yeah, I got my answer. And what about like Hare means energy? That's Radharani. But in the another line, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. That represents Sita also.
Yes, that refers to, there are different levels of meanings of this mantra. And yes, there is one meaning of that is like, okay, it is Ram is Ram, and Hare is like, okay, the mother. That same universal mother, Srimati Radharani, expands as Sita Maya as well. And that same Ram is also Radharaman. Okay, and where like, okay, this is where the Hare is referring to Srimati Radharani. So it is a, there are various levels of understanding this Hare Krishna mantra, um, but it is always the energy and the energetic.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. So
Hare
with that,
Krishna.
understanding, today we are going to go into understanding like, okay, what we are studying, Bhagavad Gita. This Bhagavad Gita, firstly, I want to offer my sincerest gratitude because all of you have assembled on a Saturday morning. Okay, we regularly assemble, and I am very grateful to all of you for coming together because there are numerous options that you could have on a Saturday morning, but you chose to hear the Bhagavad Gita. So let us understand a little bit. Let us go slightly, take a step backward and try to understand what are we getting through this. Because if we understand what we are getting through this, if we understand our purpose, then it becomes easy to assimilate this. So before that, let me ask this. We know there are many Purans and many Upanishads. Does anyone know that, okay, how many Purans we have in the Vedic, in the Vedic texts? How many Purans are there? Okay, so there are total of 18 Purans. Okay, and what is the purpose of this Puran? The purpose of this Puran is, there are, it is divided into six, six, and six. Okay, six of these Purans are for uplifting those people who are in tamogun, that is, who are in mode of ignorance, who do not know what needs to be done, and or who are always doing things which are wrong. Six of the other Purans are used for uplifting those people who are in the mode of passion, and six of them are used for uplifting those people who are in the mode of goodness. And out of this, the topmost Puran is the Bhagavad Puran or the Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay, so Srimad Bhagavatam is also called as Amal Puran, which means it is a spotless Puran, and it can be used to uplift people who are in mode of goodness, passion, as well as ignorance. We all want to get uplifted, isn't it? Okay. How many of us are there who really want to be happy at all times? What is the reason, like we are sad? The what is the reason that we are sometimes disturbed? That is because we are not we are not in the right, we are not fixed up in the right mode. We are not in um, we are either in the mode of ignorance or in passion. The characteristics of one person who is in sattva gun is that he is happy. Okay. And Srimad Bhagavatam goes beyond that, where it puts someone in Shuddha Sattva mode, where he is always too much blissful and the bliss is always ever increasing. Now let us talk about, there are how many Upanishads are there? Does anyone know that? Yes, Lalukuku, you can unmute and say. You'll have to unmute.
108 उपनिषद ना.
108, yes, correct. So there are 108 Upanishads. Okay, so there are 108 Upanishads in total. And do we know that what is now, how many of us read so many scriptural books? To read one book itself is a big thing, and to again assimilate this information. Now I want to tell all of your position. I want to show something here, so that way we all know. I am just sharing something right from the Bhagavad Gita. So as as you look into this, this is the introduction of the Bhagavad Gita. Here it says, I'll read this. Sarvopanishado gavo dogdha gopal nandana partho vatsa sudhir bhokta dugdham gitamritam mahat. This Gitopanishad, this Bhagavad Gita is also called as Gitopanishad. And what is this Bhagavad Gita? It is the essence of all Upanishads. Which means that, okay, if you understand this Bhagavad Gita, that means you have already understood all the other Upanishads. 108 Upanishads you already understood. And what is this compared to? This Bhagavad Gita is compared to a cow. It is just like a cow. And Lord Krishna, who is he? He's a cowherd boy. So what is he doing? He's milking the cow. Has anyone done milking anytime? so so Lord Krishna is milking the cow, and Arjuna is just like a calf. What does the calf do? The calf comes to drink the mother's milk, right? Cow's milk. Okay, and learned scholars and pure devotees are to drink the nectarian milk of Bhagavad Gita. Here there is a very important word use. Sudhir Bhokta. That means those who are genuinely intelligent, they are the consumers of Bhagavad Gita. That means people as yourself, those who have those who have developed intelligence, they develop the taste to hear Bhagavad Gita. Okay, they are eager to hear about Bhagavad Gita. Okay, and so Arjun is questioning Krishna in the context of this Bhagavad Gita. What is happening? Arjun is questioning Krishna. He's trying to understand what is this. There is question answer session which is happening between both Arjun and Krishna, and through this, lot of things are being revealed. What are those things? Those things are like, okay, because Arjun is in a state where he is totally confused, he's bewildered, he is about to give up everything. His what is his duty? He is a fighter. Arjun, see, like, let us understand this. And I want to share this um, for the purpose of those who do not know. Like, yes, I see Robert here. So Robert may not have this background, but Arjun is a fighter. He in his life he has never lost a battle. He's so powerful that he defeated the entire Kaurava team. Now let me give a short background so that like we all understand this. We have this in this in Hastinapur. There was these two brothers, Dhritarashtra and Pandu. Dhritarashtra was the elder brother, so he was as as a convention in the Vedic scriptures, it is said that the elder brothers will take the throne. He was the king, he was the rightful person for the king. But the problem is he was blind. So his younger brother was made the king, Pandu. But Pandu, somehow or other, like, okay, he he was very virtuous person, and he had five sons. They were called the Pandavas. But Dhritarashtra had 100 sons, and these people were very envious of the Pandavas. They were envious of these five sons. They were always trying to kill them, always try to torture them from right from their childhood, very beginning. And somehow or other, like, okay, after many attempts, they took away all the kingdom and everything of the Pandavas. I want you to hear this very attentively, because if you hear this attentively, you can you can not only understand what is going on, but you can find correlation in your own lives as well. As this was happening, as these envious transactions were happening, what this there were numerous ways they tried to kill. They tried to put the Pandavas in a kingdom made of lac and wax, and tried to burn this because they were envious. See, what is the envious mentality? The envious mentality is, I have everything, but I can't see, like, okay, oh, how is it that he does this? How is it, like, if I am thinking, like, oh, I see Robert doesn't do much work. How is it that he's earning so much? Okay. And I may not be concerned about what I am earning, but my heart is always burning, seeing, like, okay, what Robert is doing. So that is an envious mentality. We have to always be cautious about this. Sometimes, let's say there is a test of envy. Test is like sometimes, like, okay, and our Dhruva Mataji, she's in a university. Now, if someone says that, okay, Mataji says that, okay, hey, I passed this exam and I scored such high marks. And then someone feels, she says, oh, I'm so happy about it. But in heart, they're feeling pain. How is it that, okay, she passed? I did not even see her study so much. I studied so much and I got so less marks. Right? That is an envious tendency. So if for example, if we are also having this tendency, and we have to be very watchful of our heart inside what is going on, then we have to be very careful, cautious to stop this. So in this transaction, like, okay, as this was happening, the Kauravas, they make a deal that, okay, why don't you come and play the game of dice? It's like a gambling match. And in this gamble, the Pandavas, there was a rule at that time, like, okay, the kings cannot refuse if anyone is asked to play a gambling match. So the eldest brother Yudhishthir from the Pandavas, he had to accept this, and they ended up losing everything as part of this. And they lost their kingdom. They lost practically everything. And not just that, like, okay, they they try to insult their wife as well. Now, just moving quickly into this, they were sent to an exile for 14 years. Once they were back from the exile, they were supposed to get their kingdom back, at least half the kingdom back. But now the Kauravas, being so envious, are not willing to give the kingdom back. And it comes to a point where they will have to, where they need to have a war in order to decide who gets the kingdom. So in that situation, Arjun, who has already defeated the other party in a previous instance, is very competent. He has defeated very stalwart uh, warriors like Lord Indra. He has defeated Lord Shiva also. But in at this time, when he's in the battlefield, when he sees the opposite parties, he's totally confused, because he sees his teachers over there. He sees his grandfather there. And he says, okay, Krishna, how can I fight them? And he's in that kind of a condition. And at that time, Arjun and Krishna starts having a conversation. When does he have conversation? Initially, Arjun tries to justify to Krishna that why he should not be fighting, and Krishna does not speak even a word. And then we have heard it in the previous classes. At the end of it, Arjun comes when when he keeps telling this, at some point of time he breaks down and he says that, okay, oh Krishna, I surrender unto you. Please consider me as your disciple, and please, you be my spiritual master, and please guide me in this journey. What am I supposed to do? There is a very important teaching through this, that many times we try to do our own things and we think, okay, God wants me to do this. Okay, but we don't know what God wants. We are just trying to orchestrate, like, okay, whatever we want to do in the name of God. Okay, because as of now, like, okay, in the world, many people, there are a lot of battles being fought in the name of religion. But then, no, God, God has never said that, okay, fight battles and kill people around, or murder other animals around, right? So in this case, when this is happening, when Arjun takes that position, Krishna starts guiding him. Now, I want to tell one more thing. See, when it comes to Bhagavad Gita, it is also very, very important to understand Bhagavad Gita from someone who has a good taste of it, okay, and who Srila Prabhupada explains that, okay, one, we should try to hear Bhagavad Gita in the mood of how Arjun heard it. Then we will understand it. If we, because Arjun is having this direct conversation with Krishna, and if we place ourselves in the lotus feet of Arjun, trying to understand what he would have heard from Krishna, then we can somehow understand that. So, so now the question is like, okay, how do we understand? From whom do we understand? So we should try to, and the answer of this also lies in Bhagavad Gita. So let us see what Krishna is saying. Like, okay, who can understand Bhagavad Gita? What is the qualification for understanding Bhagavad Gita? Now let me take one step back, like, okay, because not all of you may have attended the previous session. So just I want to cover a crux of that also. What is the whole purpose of understanding this Bhagavad Gita? See, it is said that when we are in this material world, we have to undergo a lot of troubles. Okay, it is a dukkhale ashashvatam. That means like there is miseries it is a source of constant misery when we are in this world. And what are those types of miseries? There are three types of miseries. Okay, that is adhyatmic, adi bhautik, and adi daivik. Please hear this very carefully because we can relate this in our own lives. Adhyatmic means problems due to body and mind. Okay, one may have bodily problems, that means like a disease of the body, and problems of the mind. It could be anxiety, stress, depression, okay, s- s- uh, things like that. Okay, there are many mental other diseases also, but I'm just giving an example here. And then there is Adi Bhautik. Adi Bhautik means problems due to other living entities. Okay, I have some bodily problems that is there. Okay. But then that person, like, okay, my boss troubles me, or my neighbor troubles me, or my someone in my family is troubling me. Okay, or my kids are troubling me. Okay, this is Adi Bhautik. And third scenario is Adi Devik. That means problem due to natural disaster. Okay, natural disaster could be tsunami, earthquake, these kind of things. So we can, is there anyone here who feels that, okay, no, I have none of these problems? Okay, I see silence. I don't know if the answer is yes or no one is there. Let me ask it the other way around. Is there anyone who feels that, okay, I can relate to these problems? You can even digitally raise your hands. Okay.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes. Thank, thank you, Vatsal Prabhu, and thank you, Rob. I just want to make sure. Okay,
Yeah, so
so
someone's here. I'm listening the whole time. Um, I actually can relate a lot to Arjuna and his circumstance right now. Um,
thank you, Robert. Thank you for sharing that. Yes.
Yeah.
It's and Dhruv Mataji, you want to say something?
Uh, yeah, I can also relate that.
Yes. So this, thank you for sharing, Mataji. So this problem is for each and every living entity. Okay. It does not matter whether the person is a president of the country or is just person on the road, like, okay, living by rags. Now, Krishna tells about these problems. He defines this in Bhagavad Gita. And then he says that each and every person has to go through four things, four types of. These are the miseries that I told about, and these are common problems because these miseries might be different in different everyone's lives. But there are four problems that are constant across all living entities. All living entities, not just human beings. What are those? Birth, death, old age, and disease. Now think about it. How can, see, now we know death can be a problem. Okay. Oh, like, and can any of us say that, okay, when will the death come? No, none of us know that. It does not give a warning that, okay, hey, I'm coming tomorrow. Be ready. No. Okay. And what about old age? No matter how much we try. No, no matter how much we try, it's not that, okay. See, I'll tell you one thing, like, okay. When it I have my father also here, like, okay. At some point of time, like, okay, when he started losing his hair, okay, he would be like, he would put constant effort to make sure he doesn't lose hair. Okay. And I would, when I was a child at that time, I would say, what are you doing? And then, trust me, I have that same problem in my life. So, it is like, okay, you can't do anything. Like, okay, you are susceptible to that same thing. We all have to undergo this. Old age is thing, and like um, we have two members here who are 70 plus. Okay, so we cannot even relate to like what kind of problems that they have unless we turn 70. And what about disease? Now, tell me one person who can say, I don't need disease in my life. I don't give invitations to disease. I don't accept diseases. Oh no, it doesn't wait for your acceptance or no. You, I mean, it is given. Like, okay, you go to a place, like, okay, see, like COVID. COVID was like, okay. I mean, you don't even know where it is coming from, but you get it. So, and what about birth? Think about it. Like, okay, see, now none of us, because by the time we have by the time we gain memory, we may have lost understanding of what pain can be there during the time of birth. But let me give you an example. At the time of COVID, there was a lockdown in the world. Okay, now many people I know during this time, they felt very uneasy. They were trying to understand, like, okay, oh, um, I'm not able to go out. My mental piece is getting distorted because of this. I'm not able to go anywhere. I'm not able to meet anyone. Right? Now, at the time of birth, do you know what happens? The child, like each and every one of us, were put in a situation where we were just crumpled in one place. And not just that, when the mother is having anything, any food, which is either spicy or which is very sour, it is burning the skin of the child. And the child shakes up like this. Okay, you will see many times the mother says, like, I'm getting a kick here. Okay, the baby is kicking me from here. Baby is kicking because the baby is feeling that any time, like, okay, the mother has something, like, okay, the baby feels that pain actually. So birth is also a problem. Now, so any person who thinks that, well, I can understand, I can relate to these problems. Okay, birth, death, old age, disease, that's fine. I'm going through already this Adi Atmik, Adi Bhautik, Adi Devik, these kind of challenges, which means problems of the body and mind, problem due to other living entities. Oh, don't tell me about it. And like problem due to natural disasters. How do we put an end to it? What is the permanent solution? Isn't it a natural question? Like, okay, so human beings like okay, tend to think like, okay, how do I resolve? Like, okay, if you get a disease, first thing is, oh, whom do I call? What is the doctor? Right? We want to, like toilet getting clogged, we try to see, okay, where do I get a plumber? Immediately we want to make a solution. So an intelligent person is one who wants to make a permanent solution to his problem, right? We want permanent job. We want a job that is secure, right? We want something that, okay, that gives us an assuring feeling that, okay, yes, I want to come out of my problem. One who is thinking around this is the right candidate to hear Bhagavad Gita, because Bhagavad Gita is telling us how you can come out of this. So I want to take you to that particular verse of Bhagavad Gita on how we can understand Bhagavad Gita. What is the right way to understand Bhagavad Gita? I want to share the screen and I want to show you this. So I hope you can see my screen. We are reading the 34th verse from the Bhagavad Gita. And why I wanted to cover this is, I will come to that as well, because this is the essence. If we understand how can I understand this? Because we want to put a permanent end to our problem. See, one who is not very desperate about it, desperate to put a permanent end to the problem, that person will be casual. See, like, think about scenario, like, okay, I have a disease, but someone is telling me, why don't you go to the doctor? Yeah, I'll go. See, okay, um, then that is not going to solve the problem. This generally doesn't happen, but there is another type of problem happens. If, let's say, if someone is having a disease, okay, there is a lung disease or there is a heart disease, he knows that he has a disease, he has a problem, or there's a back pain which is increasing slowly, and someone tells him that, okay, why don't you see a doctor? Now, if he says, you know what, I really want to go to the doctor, but you know what, I have so many important things to do, I don't have time. Will he be able to come out of his disease? He will not be able to come out of his disease. And what is going to happen? Day by day, his disease is going to exponentially increase. Okay. And it will come to a point where whatever he is doing, okay, that may be he may be continuing to do that, but at one point of time his body will break down. He can't continue that. So, in order, an intelligent person, what he does is he understands what is the priority of things, in which order it needs to be resolved, and he tries to address that. So this verse is saying, like, and once again I'll go ahead and share my screen. It reads like this: Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadikshyanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshina. So it Krishna is telling to Arjun, and through Arjun, Krishna is telling to us, just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. The self realized souls can impart knowledge unto you because they have seen the truth. So there are three portions. One is, firstly, Krishna is making it very clear. Just try to learn the truth. If you want to learn Bhagavad Gita, try to learn it by approaching a spiritual master. You should have a guide for that. Inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. The self realized souls can impart knowledge unto you because they have seen the truth. So I will read this portion, but uh, but before reading this, I want to I want to share something. So Krishna is telling, first thing Krishna says is, try to approach a spiritual master. That means try to go to a bona fide person who can teach you. Now let me ask you this: we have all undergone some sort of schooling. Okay. Now let's say one person wants to become an engineer. Okay. Whom will he go to? Obviously, he will not go to a butcher to understand engineering. He will go to a Robert, you want to say something?
Hey, no, I just thought that was funny. I just thought that was funny.
Yeah.
So
So he will go to a relevant university to learn engineering. He wants to understand it from the right source. He will look out for, okay, what are the universities that I have? Of course, like, okay, he will try to think, like, okay, where I can afford. I want to go to the best place where I can understand this. My interest is in learning computer science. He will try to understand from there. The it's if say someone wants to he wants to learn medical sciences, where will he learn it from? Of course, from a medical school, right? No questions asked. So that is how the learning happens. Like, okay, you have to go to a bona fide place if you want to, like, you want to get nowadays, like, okay, many places in US we know that, okay, people want to have a good school district, right? You want to put your kids to a good school district, so you go to you relocate to that place so that kids can get good schooling. You need the right guidance, right? So when this is and uh, just like for material science, you approach the right teachers. Similarly, for understanding the spiritual science, how can we get that without getting it from the right teacher? So Sheila, we should try to understand this from someone like Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada is an acharya, he's a bona fide acharya in the line of disciplic succession. We will understand what this means. So, uh, so the point is, like, okay, one has to approach a bona fide spiritual master. The bona fide spiritual master, it is described in our scriptures as Srotriyam Brahmanishtam. That is one, a spiritual master is not that, okay, he says that, okay, if I come back and say, okay, I am a spiritual master, please come and learn from me. No, no, no. Wait. It means that one who has heard from his spiritual master. Okay. One who has heard from his spiritual master, who has heard from his spiritual master, that is coming in line. Okay. It is a disciplic succession in an ascending process. Okay, from an higher authority it is coming. Just like, okay, my higher authority is my father, his higher authority is his father. This is a material way of looking at the authority in the line of succession. But similarly in spiritual also, this is called the disciplic succession. A guru is one who has heard from his guru is one who has heard from his guru. So similarly it goes up to the line up to Krishna. That is how it is. So let's say if a child goes to his mother, like, okay, if a child, like, okay, if he thinks on his own way, like, okay, who could be my father? Can he be my father? Oh, he could be my father. He could be my father. He could be my father. No, no, no. That is not a right way of determining who the child's father is. Simply, if he goes to his mother, like, okay, who is my father? Like small child, like, okay, so yeah, this is your father. Oh, okay, this is my father. He accepts. That is bona fide. So So that way, like, okay, you don't have to really speculate there. That is what Srila Prabhupada says, that, okay, where we should not speculate, we should understand as it is coming from the in the line of disciplic succession. So, and let's understand this. Srila Prabhupada says this, as we read here in the verse. What does he need to do? He has to inquire from his spiritual master submissively. This is a very important point. So we'll read this, we'll read the purport as Srila Prabhupada is sharing, and then I will share a few points from there. Please hear this very attentively. The path, so we are reading the purport given by our beloved founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The path of spiritual realization is undoubtedly difficult. Okay. The Lord therefore advises us to approach a bona fide spiritual master in the line of disciplic succession from the Lord Himself. We just spoke about what is the disciplic succession. No one can be a bona fide spiritual master without following this principle of disciplic succession. Okay, one cannot be like self-made guru that okay, come today I'm guru and like that. No, he has to come in the disciplic succession. The Lord is the original spiritual master, and a person in the disciplic succession can convey the message of the Lord as it is to his disciple. That is why, like I was talking to someone yesterday, and the person told me that okay, they brought one Bhagavad Gita, but I was insisting that okay, it is very important that we read Bhagavad Gita as it is. See, like okay, it says as it is, and every word. What Srila Prabhupada did is, if you think every verse is in Sanskrit, he translated every word of it in English. And then he gives, like here, if you see, this is the synonym of each and every word. And then he gives what is the overall translation that is of this particular verse. And then he gives the context. How can we understand this? As it is coming in the disciplic succession. So no one can be spiritually realized by manufacturing his own process, as is the fashion of the foolish pretenders. Okay, there are so many people who are pretending like okay, oh I know everything, but they are not giving anything from the scriptures. They are all, it is all self-made. This is where it differentiates from one who is a self-made guru versus a person who is coming in the line of disciplic succession. And how do we understand that? See here, Srila Prabhupada is giving a real example. He's quoting here from Srimad Bhagavatam. The Bhagavatam says, Dharmam tu sakshat bhagvat pranitam. That means the path of religion is directly enunciated by the Lord. Okay, what is dharma? It is directly being told by the Lord. Okay, therefore, mental speculation or dry arguments cannot help one lead to the right path. So if someone is making some dry arguments to say that, okay, oh no, no, I know what is God. God came in my dream. He told me this thing, that thing. Okay. But I have absolutely no idea. Like I'm just like it is, oh, some, like many people have told me, oh, some God came to me. I was told this, I was given this instruction. Absolutely no clue. Like, okay, they are not even really, they are not following any process like this. It is some dream. And then Srila Prabhupada says, nor by independent study of books of knowledge can one progress in spiritual life. If one is just reading books, okay, many times, like, okay, this mental speculation or dry arguments means, like, okay, many people will tell, oh, before reading Srila Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita, I read multiple versions of Bhagavad Gita. In some of them, like, Krishna himself is not there. In some of them, Krishna is not God also. Okay, in some of them, like, okay, Krishna is is instructing to Arjuna, like, okay, he's a important person, but he's an authority, but that's it. And some of them distort the meanings of Bhagavad Gita. So how can we do this? How can we understand? So here it is said, one has to approach a bona fide spiritual master to receive the knowledge. Such a spiritual master should be accepted in full surrender, and one should serve the spiritual master like a menial servant without false prestige. Satisfaction of the spiritual master is the secret of advancement in spiritual life. This is very important. If the spiritual master is satisfaction of the self-realized spiritual master is very is the secret of advancement in spiritual life. If the self-realized spiritual master is satisfied, then the disciple will definitely make progress in spiritual life. Inquiries and submission constitute the proper combination for spiritual understanding. Unless there is submission and service, inquiries from the learned spiritual master will not be effective. So if one is not asking any question, okay, then that means like, okay, um, or if one is not serving the master, spiritual master, uh, if there is no submission, if one comes in a challenging mood and says, let's say, um, I tell Robert, Robert, I have seen that okay, you do this woodwork very well. Can you teach me this one? Like, okay, Robert will say, okay, I am so busy. I don't have time for this, right? Or someone will approach like our Dhruva Mataji is a yoga teacher. Oh, Dhruva Mataji, I know you teach this yoga. I was thinking I also want to teach. Can you teach me this one? Like, okay, I was just really wondering. I also want to learn this. Dhruva Mataji will say, like, okay, come on, like I'm so busy in my life. Who is this person actually? Okay, there is absolutely, because how we ask, how we how we approach a person if we want to learn, that is very important. If we are not approaching in a submissive spirit, if we are not approaching with a mood of serving, then we cannot learn. Forget spiritual science, we cannot even learn material science. If we go to a teacher and we say, oh, I know you have been doing this for the last 20 years, can you can you just teach me, like, because I have some exams, right? So this does not make sense actually. So it is very important. See, this through this, Srila Prabhupada is teaching us, like, okay, how we should approach this. These principles cannot just be applied to spiritual life, but even if we have to understand something materially, we can apply it over there. Inquiries and submission constitute the proper combination for spiritual understanding. Unless there is submission and service, so if there is no submission, if there is no service mood, inquiries from the learned spiritual master will not be effective. That means Srila Prabhupada is saying the spiritual master is learned, but the disciple, one who wants to become a disciple, he does not have submission also, he does not have a service mood also. No matter whatever question he is asking, like, okay, it will not go into his heart. One must be able to pass the test of the spiritual master, and when he sees the genuine desire of the disciple, he automatically blesses the disciple with genuine spiritual understanding. In this work, both blind following and absurd inquiries are condemned. So if someone is just blindly following, like, okay, that is also not recommended, and one is making some absurd inquiries, that is also not recommended. Not only should one hear submissively from the spiritual master, but one must also get a clear understanding from him in submission and service and inquiries. A bona fide spiritual master is by nature very kind towards the disciple. Therefore, when the student is submissive and is always ready to render service, the reciprocation of knowledge and inquiries becomes perfect. Hare Krishna. So let us do a little bit deeper dive on this. So we understood that one has to serve with a submissive mood and then ask questions to the spiritual master. That way, one can learn this. When the spiritual master is very pleased, then um, then that knowledge, then the disciple is spiritually successful. Spiritual master gives the knowledge also. So, in this context, I want to share. This is a very important verse because it is very, very important to understand the essence. Many times we may be doing lot of things, okay, but we may be missing out on the essence. And we think we are doing the right things. We have so many things to do. But if we are missing out on the essence, then what will happen is whatever we have done is all useless. Okay. For instance, I'll give an example. One has to do um, one has to take care of cooking at house. Okay, one has to take care of um, cleaning his house. One has to take care of setting the bulb which has broken. He has to do that. But suddenly there is a toilet which is broken. Okay, Now, if he is prioritizing, let me do the bulb first, okay, let me do the cooking. But if someone has to go to the restroom, if the toilet is broken, then that is a very serious priority and it can happen anytime. So it has to be, one has to understand where the priority lies. So similarly, if one seeks to understand the essence, then in that case they will be successful in the spiritual life. And what is the essence? If one is trying to please Krishna, samsiddhir haritoshnam, if one is trying, if one has this mood that, oh Krishna, oh Prabhupada, I want to please you, please bless me so that I can please you at all times. Please give me those thoughts, those ideas, those those type of services by which I can please you. Just by doing this, we will set ourselves in the right direction. Because if you look at it, we are trying to please everyone around us. Okay, if you look at it, we are sometimes disappointed because someone whom we were trying to please is not pleased with us, right? And that is the greatest. We are not getting any reciprocation what we were expecting. So if we if we try to offer our services in a humble mood to Guru and Krishna, okay, that really helps. We really, this spiritual world is a reality. I can tell you, like, I have been practicing this Krishna consciousness for past 12 years, and I can tell you with full conviction that this spiritual world is a reality. And let me give you a glimpse of this spiritual world. So Krishna, when he comes into this world, he is he is a small is a small child, okay, and he has his friends, and daily morning he goes like, okay, he's a cowherd boy, so he has 900,000 cows whom he takes for grazing on the Govardhan hill. And as they're grazing, Krishna sits with his friends. His friend says, hey, it's lunchtime, buddy, come here. Let's sit for lunch. And all his friends, they are called the Gopas. Okay, they all bring their own tiffin boxes, and they say that, okay, Krishna, see, my mother has brought made rasgullas for you. Another one says, okay, my mother has made halwa for you. Another one says, my mother has made biryani for you. Another one says, my mother has made nice puris for you. Another one says, my mother has made another sweet dish for you. There is a curd for you. Oh Krishna, this is another thing, this is, oh, so all of them are there, and they all want to give it to Krishna. And in that moment, Krishna's another Gopa friend, his name is Madhumangal, he says, Krishna, see, my mother has made such nice rasgullas, will you not have this? Open your mouth, close your eyes, and take it at the count of three. One, two, and Krishna also, he loves to reciprocate with his friends like that. He closes his eyes, one, two, and Madhumangal is about to put it three. But instead, what Madhumangal does is, at the last moment, he takes it, instead of putting in Krishna's mouth, he puts it in own mouth. And Krishna opens his eyes and he sees this is being eaten by Madhumangal. I did not get it. So now Madhumangal says, Krishna, this is yummy." As he's doing this, what Krishna does, he's sitting right opposite to Madhumangal. As Madhumangal is eating it, Krishna does like this with both his hands. As he does this, the entire rasgulla, which is a sweet item, which is a delicacy, it goes into the face of Krishna. All everywhere it is right there. And what Krishna does, he starts licking this. This is super tasty. He's doing like this. As he's doing this, Lord Brahma, who has been appointed by Krishna for the creation, he's watching this because he has been told that there is some Krishna who is in Vrindavan. He observes this, he comes to see, is this the Supreme Personality of Godhead? When he sees Krishna, he's thinking like, okay, this cannot be Krishna. This cannot be the Supreme Personality. He is eating from others' mouth. Now think about it. How many of us are here who will be okay to eat something like that? Lord Brahma cannot accept like okay, this cannot be the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay, I cannot, and he he's bewildered. But the point I'm trying to make is that is Krishna. That is the reciprocation of Krishna with his friends. You know, this Arjun, Robert was just telling some time back that okay, he can relate with Arjun. When Krishna speaks this entire Bhagavad Gita, initially Arjun is broken, but then he becomes very confident that okay, he wants to go and fight. He understands what his duty is. When he when he starts fighting the war, at that time Krishna agrees to be his chariot driver, which means in modern terms, it is like his cab driver. Krishna is the cab driver, Arjun is seated behind. So Krishna is the chariot driver, Arjun is seated behind. On one scale, if you understand, this cab driver is a lower position. Okay, we when we go in a cab, let's say we have hired a cab for a day, we left a cab at in India, we generally do this like okay, you can hire a cab for 8 hours or so. When you when the cab driver drops you at some place, we say, okay, wait for some time, I'll be back. And his duty is to wait. He's not supposed to question us. Can you tell us, like, will it be 15 minutes or 30 minutes or 45 minutes or 2 hours? Like, if you tell me that, then I will just go and do my stuffs and I'll come back. No, his duty is to wait. That is the position that Krishna takes. And at that time, as as Krishna takes that particular position, when Krishna is fighting, when Arjun is fighting, Arjun, he if he has to take left or right, he kicks Krishna on that side of his back. Okay, because while he's fighting with many 100,000 soldiers, he cannot be telling Krishna, take left. He has no time. That is the so the Supreme Lord takes such a subordinate position that he is ready to be kicked by his devotee. That is Krishna. That is Krishna who takes such a subordinate position where he is getting kicked by his devotee Arjuna, and he is ready to take that. My dear friends, just contemplate on this. Someone who is lower than you, someone whom you think lower than you, will you be okay to get kicked by that person? The Lord takes such humble position that he is ready to get kicked by his devotee. That is the sweet reciprocation of Krishna and his devotees. How many of you understood this, like this point? Maybe you can raise your hands. I just want to make sure that okay, you're able to understand like what is the sweet reciprocation. This is spiritual world. Robert, you can
Yeah.
relate to that. Can you
Yeah. A lot.
right? This is the sweet mood of Krishna. This is what Srila Prabhupada came to give. And do you know what is the ultimate thing? What is the ultimate spiritual success? Srila Prabhupada said that okay, if one takes on to spiritual life successfully, then if one surrenders unto a bona fide guru who is in this line of disciplic succession, the if we hear from Srila Prabhupada, if we read Srila Prabhupada books, if we hear from those people who are in that line of disciplic succession, who are Srila Prabhupada's servants, if we hear from them, then what will happen is our heart will get transformed and we can go back to that spiritual world and we can have those exchanges with Krishna.
Yeah. Yeah. That was a really good way of explaining it quickly. Oh my gosh.
So,
Yeah. That's really cool.
yes, this. This is what Srila Prabhupada came to give, that okay, experience this. Now, Robert, you have been here, you have been to this temple, we have been together. You can understand the kind of bliss you can experience being in that environment. You can
Yeah.
experience the bliss you have, like, okay, in association of Srila Prabhupada. And that bliss is what Srila Prabhupada came to give us, not just for only that moment, but for every moment of the life. And it can transform us. It can, if we take this sincerely, then trust me, none of the none of im- um, the immediate things which are worrying us, it will worry us anymore. And what will happen is, it's said that, like, the devotee becomes like a lotus flower. Okay, where in lotus flower, what happens is, when the rainwater is falling, the lotus flower does not get wet. He becomes the lotus flower, the leaflets of the lotus flower becomes unaffected by the rainwater. And in that way, they are able to cross over this ocean. There is a verse in Srimad Bhagavatam that tells, there are so many troubles in this world. These troubles are compared to an ocean. And in the ocean, if there are turbulent waves and a small boat is going in that turbulent waves, then what will be like? Every moment it will be like, oh, okay, I might drown, I might drown, I might drown. It's just like that. Because think about it. A small sailboat has gone to an ocean. It's in the deep mid of the ocean. Like, okay, anytime, like, okay, the sail is going here, there, like, okay, you might feel, okay, you might drown here, and you don't know to swim. Think about the precarious situation. That is our scenario in this world. But if one takes on to bhakti seriously, then what happens is, there is a verse in Bhagavatam which tells that this entire ocean becomes compressed, so much compressed that it becomes just like the footprint of a calf. Footprint of a calf is how much? This much. Okay. And in that, how much water will be there? Only this much water. And on that, if a boat is standing, it may be a small boat, but it is definitely bigger than this much, on which we are seated. Okay, and now will the boat shake in that water? It will not shake anymore in the water, because in the footprint of a calf, just this much water, the boat will be steady. So similarly, in our life, we will become very steady if we take on to this bhakti process seriously. And what is the essence of taking this bhakti process seriously? How can we take that? When we accept that, okay, let me surrender myself at the lotus feet of a bona fide guru. So I would, if you feel inspired by this, then I would really suggest that we should make prayers. We should we should make prayers to Krishna. We should make prayers to Srila Prabhupada that please give me a bona fide guru so that I can give my life actually to, I can surrender my life. I can learn this bhakti. And then we should hear this constantly. We should regularly hear this from a channel like, okay, there, that where we are getting nourishment for our soul. This is this is the key to understanding. So um, there's one more aspect, that is, I would recommend everyone to chant this Hare Krishna Mahamantra very, very sincerely. Right at the very beginning of the class, our Dhruva Mataji asked this question that, okay, what is this meaning of this mantra? The meaning of this mantra is that, okay, O Lord, and O energy of the Lord, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So the meaning of this mantra is, O Lord, O energy of the Lord, please engage me in your service. Please engage me in your service. And we are begging for service from the Lord. Because when we beg for service from the Lord, what happens is, we are able to do our services correctly. We should see everything that we have in our life as as those things which Lord has given us. We should look at like our family. We should look at like, okay, our work. We should look at like basically our uh, uh, the devotees that Lord has given, and we should look at like, okay, the association, the the Bhagavad Gita that Lord has given, and try to apply this to our life. So when we try to apply this to our life, then what will happen is we will get realizations through this, and through these realizations will be able to make progress. We will learn something. Sometimes we may have difficulty doing something, sometimes we may be easily able to do something, but as we are trying to do this, we will have realizations and we will make progress. When we are chanting the holy name, one thing that I would recommend everyone, that let us try to we have it we have a chanting group. In the morning we chant. Those of you who are I know Vatsal Prabhu is in the uh, Pacific time zone. It may not be possible. It may be middle of the night. But for those of you who are able to join, I would request you to join. At least even if it is for 15 minutes, try to join. When we are engaged in group chanting, that really helps us nourish. We are able to make good progress because we are doing it as a team. See, when we go to the gym, when we have someone to go tag along with, what happens? We get inspiration through that. That way, when we are chanting in a group, it is recommended by our acharyas. It is that is the yuga dharma. That means that is the purpose, that if anyone is following that, it really and it really uplifts their soul. And it makes them slowly and slowly come out of the come out of the impurities in the heart. See, this one may say that, okay, why do I say why is he saying that, okay, there are impurities in my heart? Think about it. If we how many how many of you are here who take bath daily? Maybe you can raise your hands. Okay, I see only one. Okay. Okay, so all of you take bath daily, but let's say, uh, okay, thank you, Mataji. So, yeah, all of us take bath daily, but let's say, yes, Vatsal true. So, but let's say if we have not taken bath for 2 days, 5 days, 10 days, 20 days, 1 month. I remember in my college days, there was one person who did not take bath for 3 months. He was given a warm welcome to the bathroom by the group of students because his room was stinkingly bad. And our fellow students, like, okay, they even helped him, I think, clean his room actually. So why I'm saying this is, s- as just like we give a bath to the body daily, similarly in our heart, through millions of lifetimes, there are a lot of impressions of different types of of different types of um, impurities. And what are those impurities? Lust, anger, greed, envy, pride, and false ego. Okay, and these impressions. And what is this false ego doing? False ego is telling, like, no, no, I am right. Who told I have all these things? Eh? How is it that he's saying? But Krishna is telling this. It's not me. Krishna is telling, yeah, we have all these impurities. How can we know that we have these impurities? The reason we are in this world is because we have impurities. When our heart gets purified, then we don't have any place in this world. Our place is in our place is in the higher worlds actually. And if we are successful in our spiritual life, then our place is in Krishna's world, Golok Vrindavan. So if we really want to be dear to Krishna, if we really want to serve our family nicely, if we really want to serve in a way that we please Krishna, if we want to serve our family in a way that we please Krishna, then in that case we should chant, we should cry out to the Lord that, okay, please purify me. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Because most of the times, if you see there are problems in relationships. And I want to take 2 more minutes and address this. There are problems in relationships. You know why? Because everyone in a relationship, if there are two persons involved, both of them wants to become a boss. Okay. Everyone wants to be a controller. No one wants to serve, right? That is the main challenge. If you see among superior and junior, sometimes like there are clashes. Why? Because superior is saying something and the junior one doesn't want to listen. There is a revolt nature. As soon as we take a service mode, okay, let me serve in a mood of servant of the servant. That is what this scriptures is telling us. That is what Mahaprabhu came to teach us. That is what Srila Prabhupada is teaching us. That let us serve in a mood of servant of the servant. Then slowly this will go away. And when we serve, we have to understand it is not that, okay, someone comes and says, why don't you take some non vegetarian plate? Oh, there are animals here in my plate. No, it's not like that. It is in a way that it pleases Krishna. How can I serve? How can I serve in a way that I am not displeasing Krishna? I am not killing any children of Krishna. Okay. So there is in this case, there are there are 4 things we should try to avoid. And if we are not there yet, we should cry out to Krishna so that our temptations on this are taken away. And what are those 4 things? No meat eating, no gambling, no illicit sex, and no intoxication. So sometimes it may so happen that, okay, when we came to Krishna consciousness, we may have had these tendencies. But at that time, we should cry out when we chant that, okay, Krishna, please take this. I want to serve you. I want to please you. Please take away even the slightest tendencies from my heart for this. And then what will happen is, like, okay, Krishna will purify us. Okay, he can take it away because the demons are in our heart. Okay, and in this age, like, okay, this this when Krishna, what he does is he purifies us by killing these demons from the heart. He does not kill us, he kills the demons within the heart. So, why these 4 things? I think there is something, some message that has come. Okay, yes, Mataji. I was just going to address that. Why these 4 things? Because we hear this word commonly, dharma. And this dharma word is very misconstrued as religion. No, this Krishna consciousness is not about those religion. Like, okay, you believe in Jesus, he believes in Islam, and these people believe he is a Hindu. It's not about, these are practices. Okay, and a person may have any practice. Okay, but if he is Krishna conscious, okay, we have to understand one thing. God is one. Okay, he may be called by different names. Okay, like for example, sun baby. When we look at sun, we call it as sun in America. In India, they in Hindi they call it Surya. In Bengali, okay, the language that I speak, they call it Shurjo. Okay, similarly in Burma they may call it with a different name. In China they may call it with a different name, but it's the same sun. So similarly, it's the same God. Okay, and one, and these Vedic scriptures, like they are the most ancient ones, and they teach us that to add that one who has understood the essence of this understands that he is no longer a Hindu, Muslim, this Christian, this, that, but he is a servant of God. Okay, and one who tries to be a servant of that servant of that servant of God, that person attracts Lord's mercy at the quickest deal. So, if that is the case, then what is the meaning of this dharma? Dharma means what is our nature, what is our characteristic. Just to give you an example, the characteristics of sugar is to be sweet. The characteristics of water is to quench the thirst. Similarly, the characteristics of a living entity is to serve, is to serve. No matter if you look at our lives, whatever we are doing, all we are trying to do is we are trying to do a service. Okay, it could be a service for my supervisor. I may be trying to do a job, but in my mind I have a thought that okay, I want to feed my family, so I am doing a service to my family. But my dear friends, if we understand this next point that I'm going to say, this will change our life. We should think in a way, whatever we are doing, if we think that Krishna, I want to please you, please sit in the center of my life. You have given me this family, you have given me this job. I am doing this job just to please you. Okay, and when I do this job, I get some money. Okay, I want to give you some gift. I will bring some flower for you, Krishna. Daily, I will give you some flower. Okay, Krishna, I want to serve you by cooking a nice meal. Okay, and I want to offer it to you with love. If I give someone this with love, right? Can that person not be my friend? Krishna is saying, I am your ever well wisher and your best friend. Are he will be more than happy. This will please. See, we have to talk to Krishna. We have to talk to Srila Prabhupada. If we want to make a friend with Krishna, then we should daily talk. You never know. One day that same Krishna whom you are talking to the photographs or whom you are talking in the temple looking at Radha Kunjavari, he may come out and say, he may put your hand on your shoulder and say, so what, Robert? I heard everything. We never know. Yes, it is a reality because Krishna reciprocates. I can tell you this. If you are sincere, you will feel Krishna's reciprocation. This is an experiential science. One who is sincere, he will feel the reciprocation. He or she will feel the reciprocation. And so Krishna is saying that we talked about dharma and the dharma of a living entity is service. So to protect the dharma, there are four pillars that dharma is standing on. And what are those pillars? Satyam, Saucham, Daya, and Tapas. Satyam means truthfulness. Shaucham means cleanliness. Daya means compassion. And Tapas means austerity. And these four pillars is where these four pillars are broken if we take on to gambling, if we take on to intoxication, if we take on to meat eating, or if we take on to illicit sex. If we protect dharma, then dharma will protect us and we can become fully Krishna conscious. See, because why I'm saying this is because if we go to the doctor, we have to understand the rules, but we have to understand that the higher principle is love. We have to serve Lord with love, and love should supersede everything. But we have to be grounded in the rules also, so that we are able to reach. Because if we are killing Krishna's other child and saying that, okay, oh Krishna, please be merciful on me, then can we expect mercy? I killed my own brother and I'm telling my mom and saying, oh mom, I love you. Arey, but you just killed your brother. That was also my child, right? So we have to we have to understand this. When we and we should when we approach with that degree of compassion to everyone like who is seeking for help, if we understand that that person is also a child of Krishna and we genuinely seek to help them without any ulterior motives, with a with an with the only intent that Krishna, this is your child, I want to serve this child just to please you, I want to serve them just to please you, Srila Prabhupada, then with that we can please them. So with that, I will stop here. I know we went. Um, um, it was. I know Lalu Kaku is eagerly waiting. It is very late at his end. I am very grateful to him. He's so sincere. So I'll stop here and I'll ask if there are any questions or any comments, any suggestions. I know suggestion is to be on time. Yes, Robert Prabhu. Hare Krishna. You can unmute.
Hare Krishna. Question. Can I still talk to you after class? I have some questions. I don't want to hold.
No, no, you can ask. Like, okay, why I'm asking is why I'm saying you can ask here is because this may be a question for someone else also. So it could address someone else's question as well. Can you hear me, Robert Prabhu? Am I audible? Okay, Nandini Priyamati is saying, okay, I'm audible. Okay, maybe we lost Robert actually. He got hung actually. Does anyone has any question or comments?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yeah, I have a doubt.
Yes, please.
No, you told right, like killing some insects. Now we are killing insects, right? Then even it is a child of a Krishna, right? Like all the small insects and something. So how we can? There is a situation we have to kill them, right? Like how it will not please Krishna. No, like what can we do that time, Prabhuji?
Yes, it's a very good question. And I'll be honest, I have also several times been in this situation. So there are two things that we can do. Let's say I'll give you one example. If there is a sometimes like there is a only one insect which has crept in, like let's say honeybee, which has got into your home. If we understand that okay, this is a child of God, and if we sincerely pray that Krishna, you are sitting as Paramatma in this bee's heart also, please allow me to take you in this plastic bag or in some whatever place you want to take it, and please allow me to set this free. I don't want to really cause harm. Okay, then Krishna, if he's so willingly, okay, he will allow you to do that. But there are sometimes situations which are beyond our control. Let's say like, okay, we are trying to maintain a devotional environment at our home, and there are, say for instance, cockroaches or ants, okay, and we have to deal with them. So we can, we have to do whatever we have to do, but at the same time we pray to Krishna that okay, Krishna, it is for cleaning your place that I am doing this, but at the same time like, okay, these are these are other living entities which I had to clean from this place. So I request you, you are sitting as Paramatma in their heart. You are the Supreme Lord. I want to chant for them, and maybe you can chant few times. You can maybe chant one round and say that okay, please, if it so desires, please give them shelter at your lotus feet. If it so desires, please, please take them back at, to your spiritual world. And by doing so, you are you are opening like okay, even if they may not have any sukriti, but still by your prayers, they will be able to go in their journey to the lotus feet of the Lord. And there are numerous instances like this that has happened in the past. I want to cite one example for this. Um, actually, I am also trying to remember this incident very nicely. So there was once um, Krishna and Narad Muni who were seated together, like, okay, and Krishna, I'm just trying to recall this incident. I don't recall the complete details, but I want to share the crux of it. Narad Muni and Krishna were seated together, and Krishna asks, he he tells Narad Muni that okay, that why don't you go and share this on the ears of the cow. And as Narad Muni goes there, the mm, I'm just thinking, like, okay, maybe because my memory is weak, I'm not able to remember the exact. But crux says, like, when Narad Muni goes there, he sees that the living entity has lost its body, and the cow, when Narad Muni speaks this, at the time the cow leaves his body, and Narad Muni is very worried. "Oh, what happened?" And he goes back to Krishna, and Krishna is laughing. What did you do, Narad Muni? You just killed a cow. And Narad Muni is very worried. Oh, what do I do, Krishna? And then there is another living entity born, like, okay, close by. Krishna says, now go and do that same thing to that other living entity. So as Narad Muni goes there, like, okay, he sees that other living entity also lost his life. So similarly, two, three times this happens. But then ultimately, Krishna says that, okay, there is a small child of the king who is born. Why don't you go there? Oh, Narad Muni says, now if this king's child also loses his life, the king will kill me. So Krishna says, no, no, go there. So as Narad Muni goes there, and he goes to the child, and he asks, like, okay, that oh, oh, he somehow says that at his in his ears at that time. Yes, thank you, Nandini Premadaji. What will happen if we associate with a pure devotee? This was the question that Narad Muni asked to Krishna. And so Krishna tells him that, okay, why don't you tell it to these living entities? As Narad Muni goes and asks this to the living entities, at that time, each and every of those living entities are leaving their bodies. And ultimately, it's the king's son, like, okay. So Narad Muni says, how can I ask him? He's a small boy. Krishna says, go ahead and ask him. And when this happens, that time, like, okay, the boy says, why are you asking me? You know everything what has happened. I was that same cow. I was that same other living entity. But as this person went, and as as he was getting darshan of the pure devotee, he was transitioning to the next body. That same soul was transitioning to the very different bodies. And the boy says, now, just after seeing you now once again, I am completely purified and I am going back to the spiritual world. Thank you, Nandini Priyamadaji. Although you asked this question, but see, devotees are our only hope. And so I forgot the incident, but you reminded me. I am very grateful. Hare Krishna. I can't even
Yes,
say that, okay, hope it answered your question.
yeah, yes, Prabhuji. It's like at least I will pray enough from going forward if I'm killing any
Yeah, we
insects.
should pray and we should chant for them. That will definitely create a difference.
Yeah, sure. Like one round or one times, Prabhuji.
As your time permits, we should at
Mm.
least chant two, three mantras. If we are able to chant a round, then nothing like it.
Okay, okay, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you for the wonderful class, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Yes, sorry,
Hare
Robert.
Krishna.
Thank you very much, Nandini Priyamadaji, for reminding me also. I'm so grateful.
Yeah, thanks, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Robert Prabhu, you got stuck. I was saying that, okay, you can say your question so that if anyone has the same question, then they can listen.
My question was uh, related to like devotion.
Mm.
You know, like well, I just want to go outside for a second.
Sure, sure.
Like that level of devotion that you're speaking about, like where you become the servant. You know, um, I can relate to that a lot. But my question is, I forgot it. I forgot it. I'm sorry. I just had to wait too long. It's okay. I'll remember it again. Maybe next class or something like that.
Sure.
Um,
If you remember it, you can send it as a message to me also.
yeah. Okay.
This is
Yeah.
this is very important aspect of devotion where we take the servant mode. then we can please Krishna. I'm going to cover this particular mood in our next class as to how one person can get mercy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I want everyone, like, okay, if we are able to understand this, this will change our life. This will genuinely change our life.
Mhm. Um, and then my other question was personal. So if you have time today at all,
Sure, sure.
if we
You
could.
can you can leave me a voice message and um, I will certainly respond back to you.
Okay. Thank you.
Hare
Thank you.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Anyone else has any question or any comments? Okay, I don't see anything. So hopefully,
Thank you. Thank you very much for the wonderful class. I really appreciate. I learned a lot, and yeah, thank you. Thank you for this wonderful lesson you teach me today. I'm very thankful for this one.
Hare Krishna. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and all glories to our Guru Parampara. Thank you very much.
Mm.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
And I offer my prayers for all of you. May you all have a very wonderful, spiritually surcharged week. And we'll offer the prayers at the lotus feet of Shri Shri Patitapavan Gaur Nitai, most merciful Shri Radha Kunjaberi, and Adoshadarshi Jagannath Baladev Subhadramai. Adoshadarshi means that personality, Krishna, who does not see any faults. Hare Krishna. Please take care. Dandavat Pranam. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gauranga Kuti Bhakta Vrinda ki jai.